Greetings. This is TK Trav, aka Travis Magus, here with LVX777. Today we're going to answer the question, what does it mean when someone says, I am a god? And not what, the Hotepers say and all these woke people say, what it really means to be a god. And number two, to answer the question that I get all the time, are these spirits real or are they just in my imagination? So, listen. Spirit and magic and all this type of thing isn't something that you have to be convinced about, all right? If you're a part of this wave, if you're part of this fabric, if you're part of this currency, this frequency that's going on, something inside of you already knows that this is real, this is what you're supposed to be doing, and it is leading you along the path to get better at it, all right? If you're not in this current, you're on the outside looking in, you're skeptical, you're extremely left-brained and logical, and you just can't see how any of this works. And if that's the case for you, and it's just not clicking for you no matter what you do, maybe this isn't the path for you, right? It's not for everybody. If you're just in this for entertainment, you need to recognize that. And also recognize that that may be the reason why you're not getting results, because you're not serious about it. You're going to be on something else next week or next month. But for those of us who have felt that we were different from everybody else, from most people that we interact with day to day, since as far back as we can remember, since childhood, right? You go to school and you know you're not like any of those other people. For those of us like that who have felt this from the beginning of our consciousness, you felt that way for a reason. You felt that way because before you even incarnated into this body, you already were working with these energies. You were already working with these abilities, right? But you were put back on this physical plane to do a certain thing, whether that was to learn more or to teach more, right? You were put back here from the spiritual plane. Now that's a separation from the others who are a part of the spiritual plane and they have a whole different mission. Maybe they are just elementals who gained a level of intelligence and they're starting to go up the chain into spirit. Maybe they're just NPCs, non-player characters, whatever. But what I want to say, I said that because I do get some skeptical questions and I don't spend too much time trying to answer and convince people, because I'm not here to convince anybody. I'm here to help those who are already on this path get to the next level, whatever that next level is for you. Because the thing about magic, it's not a step-by-step process like going to school or going to college. Your intuition is going to lead you to where you need to be. So if you're too heavy on the left brain, you're not listening to your intuition, which is why I say this path probably isn't for you. At least not until you develop your ability to listen to your right brain a little bit more, right? And you can do that by getting more into the arts, by creating more, right? Whether that's you coloring one of those pre-drawn line books or apps, or writing some poetry, or playing your instrument. Do something to cultivate more of your right brain, more of your creative brain, because you're going to need that to get anywhere dealing with the spirit. Now, to get back to the point of this video, I am God. I am a God. We've heard this from rappers like Kanye West and different YouTubers and people who are so full of ego, they don't even know what the hell that phrase means. And that's fine. I'm not here to judge anybody because I don't really care about their path or anybody else's path. I care about doing what I'm supposed to do on my path. And I'm very happy that my path helps other people on their path. But as far as correcting somebody or judging somebody, I really don't have any time for that. But anyways, you got a lot of people who say, I'm God, and clearly don't know what they're talking about. But cool. What is a God? A God is essentially an entity who is able to effectively create its universe and manage, control, manipulate everything within that universe. A creator, right? Stan Lee is a god in the Marvel universe, right? He created that universe, and everything within that universe was birthed from his intent. right? God is the thing with the original intent. Now, of course, some people say, oh, I'm a God with a lowercase g. I'm not talking about the creator. You know, why put labels and distinctions on anything, right? Like I mentioned in the last video, we're dealing with a chain, with a ladder here, okay? At the very top, actually there's not even a top and a bottom. It goes infinite. It's an infinite loop, an infinite chain. We just so happen to be here in the level that we're at, in the perspective that we're at, looking through the eyes of a human being. But as the chain goes down, you've got lower level entities that are still a part of your consciousness. And as you go up, there's still higher level entities that are a part of your consciousness. Rather, you're a part of its consciousness, right? It's all linked together. There's no separation. There's not like God over here who's watching you and is going to punish you. No, you're a piece of God. God is a piece of you. Okay, to get this stuff through your head, you've got to change your thought process, right? You got to fix your mentality. We have been brought up and raised through the system of Western civilization, right? Western civilization means white European rule, right? So when the colonizers from Europe came and took over the whole world, right, dominated every other culture, what they did was they replaced the indigenous way of thinking, which was right brain dominant thinking, which was creative thinking, which was shamanistic thinking, symbolic thinking, right? The indigenous cultures already established the communication style of getting in touch with the subconscious mind. The subconscious mind is the generator of your reality. The subconscious mind is a symbol-based operating system. Through the subconscious mind, we create and manage everything we see. The subconscious mind is God, for lack of a better word. When the colonizers went throughout the world and dominated and conquered every infestation of humans, they worked and fought extremely hard to replace that indigenous right brain thinking with logical and linear left brain thinking, right? They replaced the right brain thinking with the left brain thinking, and this is what we call Western civilization. Now, Western civilization was implemented because it was easier and better for the colonizers to move ahead, okay? It was not so good for the indigenous people. So since the indigenous people are forced to think in a left brain linear way, it really hinders spirit, okay? It really hinders the natural flow of the spirit world communicating to you. So that's why a lot of us have a lot of difficulty accepting how magic works, because what we're taught and indoctrinated goes completely against everything that our DNA is used to. So some of us have conflict trying to get it, trying to understand it. That's why some of us can intuitively do it, because the DNA, the cells, the spirits within understand and remember, because it's the way that these genetics have always been since they've been on this planet. But a lot of us have a hard time logically processing it. And for people who rely strongly on that logical side, that left brain, it's really hard to get repeatable results with the right brain creative side. The conscious mind, which is left brain dominant, relies entirely on the five senses. Okay, so the conscious mind bases everything it does on sight, sound, smell, taste, and touch, just like Western civilization. The subconscious mind takes anything that it's given and produces it. So in a way, the conscious mind protects the being of you by blocking a majority of the input that your consciousness is receiving. Like they say, you're bombarded by all types of stimuli at all times, but we're only able to take in a small fraction of it. So for someone who's relying wholly on the conscious mind, the five senses, and the left brain, you're missing many pieces of the puzzle, and you're trying to figure it out, but you can't because you don't have all the pieces. So this is where intuition comes into play. You gotta learn to trust your intuition. You gotta learn how to feel your way through it. And I don't mean feel it with your emotions per se. I mean feeling it by trusting the energy, trusting the very, very subtle senses, right? Trusting the atmosphere, trusting the aura, there's not a word for it, right? There's not a word for it. It's the essence. Learning how to trust that unknown. It just communicates to you. It communicates to you through the subconscious mind. And if you have the eyes, per se, to notice when these things are talking to you, you have a better chance at having success, repeatable success. So when a lot of people say, I am God, they're mostly coming from ego. They're mostly saying, it's more of a confidence. Your chest is puffed out, nothing to stand on, right? A lot of people are saying it just to look cool and feel good, and they're mostly repeating what they heard on a YouTube video. But in truth, a person who is a god is someone who understands their place in that food chain, in that ladder, right? And understand that they are divine because they are connected to source. They are a piece of source. They are source. Because if you have a cup of water, there's really no difference between the water in that cup versus the water that's out in the ocean. It's a piece of the whole thing. It's all water, right? Just like you are consciousness, you are creator, you are God. I am God. You are God, right? No, I don't remember forming the earth in 7 days and putting a star over here and the moon over there. Nor does that even really matter. But I can tell you, I don't remember when I was born. I just remember gradually coming to this point. So who's to say you were even initiated at that point, right? And who's to say when you die, you die? What I do know from experience is that the world is layered, and the physical world is at the very bottom of this layer, right? Spirit, energy is definitely here, and it's an unseparated fabric. And it gets to the point that spirit can get so dense that it forces change in the physical realm. And this is why we're born and have physical bodies which are inhabited by a soul, by a spirit, because that spirit made that body, it manifested that body. So when you're working with magic and you're getting results, you're making moves and changes in that fabric of the spirit realm. And making those changes forces the physical world to change. And the better you get at this, the easier you let the flow happen, the quicker you get manifestation, and the larger you get manifestation. Okay, there's some things that it's best that I don't say, like the full story behind this unicorn stuff. But what I can say is the collective consciousness, the collective unconscious of mankind is directly affected by memes, directly affected by symbols, by images. Because like I said, the conscious mind is ruled by the five senses, and it only lets in certain things to the subconscious mind. So the three ways to bypass the conscious mind and get directly to the subconscious mind are through symbols, are through repetition, and through trauma. Trauma is an emotional spike attached to a symbol. But anyways, a symbol, a meme, is a picture, an image, an illustration, or an object that symbolizes something else. It has lots of hidden meaning behind it, right? So it's 1 o'clock.
Thanks, Mac. You might see a unicorn, but behind that unicorn is a meaning, right? A deeper meaning that you don't even have to think about, right? It bypasses the conscious mind. That's what a meme does. When you see an image over and over and over again, you already know that it's a joke. Like the little dude standing at the window looking out, he's angry. You know what that symbolizes. You know the feeling that comes with it. Then you read the words, and that makes the meme a little bit different for that joke. But memes aren't a new thing. They didn't just come out. Memes are the primary way that human beings communicate, right? Through story. So, magic is produced by manipulating memes. One of those memes are called demons and angels, right? The 72 spirits of the Goetia are memes. And that's why each one of those spirits specializes a certain thing, because each one of them is a special meme. That's how we're able to use them. That's how we're able to look at that little image of that symbol. And I don't have to tell you exactly everything about it. I can just tell you, stare into a candle, stare into that sigil, let your mind go into the theta gamma sync, and you can begin to have contact with that thing. It's a symbolic thing. It bypasses the conscious mind, and the subconscious mind, which is attached to the collective unconsciousness, attached to the morphic grid, the morphogenic field. Look these things up. It knows what these sigils mean.
right? Behind me, I've got the meme of the astrological wheel, those 12 memes up there, right? The fishes and the man pouring out the water. And we know what these mean. Each one of us are represented by one of these symbols, right? I'm a Gemini. So all the characteristics that come along with a Gemini, I express them. This is whether or not I understand what a Gemini is before I even know I'm a Gemini. You see what I'm saying? They're patterns. They're patterns. These things happen in the energetic field, in the spirit realm first. Then it presses down into the physical world. So, one guy asked a question earlier about, I am a god. I only worship myself. I'm the creator of my reality, etc., etc. But I had a dream about Legba, about Papa Legba. And I was wondering, it kind of troubled me. I don't want to evoke him or do a ritual for him because I'm God and I only worship me. So I don't know, am I supposed to do this or that, or am I supposed to just ignore him? My answer to him was, you're being too stubborn, right? You're being too locked in. You're still thinking with your left brain. Even though you're being spiritual and mystical, you're still being human because your ego's in the way. You think that you know it all, right? The thing is about the phrase I'm a god is you recognize that. You recognize your divinity. Yes, you are God, right? You are attached to the Most High. You are the Most High. You're the avatar for the Most High. You are this thing. You are it. You're the whole. It all connects. But anyways, you are this thing. But there's not supposed to be emotion and ego attached to it. You're not supposed to feel good about it. You're not supposed to have a confident stride now that you're God. No. It doesn't mean anything because you still have to go to work. You still got to take a shit, right? You still have to eat, right? So you're in a human body still. Doesn't mean anything. That ignorant jackass over there that's about to get in some trouble again is God too, right? So take the emotions out of it. What it is you understand your place in this cosmic drama, this cosmic show. Now these spirits, they are below you in the sense that they don't have a physical body and they can't directly influence and manifest as efficiently as you can because you have a human body. You can directly influence the physical world without spirit, yet you can use spirit to enhance and widen your expression, widen your reach. So it's an even exchange, really. You are God, but you do that ritual, you connect with that spirit who's trying to get in touch with you because the spirit is a meme. It is data. The spirit is a symbol that is packed with so much information, and that information is trying to get to you. So by you saying, I'm God, I don't need to contact no spirits, you're closing yourself off. You're isolating yourself from your growth, from your evolution, right? By refusing to work with different spirits, you are limiting and inhibiting yourself. It doesn't make you any lesser to work with the spirit. To even think that means that you're stuck in ego. You're stuck in identifying with this body. You're stuck in identifying with this personality. You're stuck in identifying with illusion. All right? Fear is having attachment to this illusion. You shouldn't be afraid, and you shouldn't be so puffed up that you refuse to work with an invisible thing. Now, another question that was brought to me that was kind of on the opposite side of things was this guy who was being pretty skeptical, I guess, saying, well, if these demons are, it sounds like it's all just in your head, basically. This is, what I'm saying, why would I waste my time? It's coming from a place of weakness if I have to rely on a spirit to do something that I can't do myself. Logically, yeah, that makes sense. Logically, you have a good point. But this is not logical, right? I just explained about the subconscious mind being here and the conscious mind being a high, what do you call that, Chinese wall, whatever. It's a wall around the subconscious mind, and it prevents a lot of things from getting to it. It's not weakness. It's actually being smart. You're not going to attack the conscious mind with brute force, right? You have to get through it. You have to get around it. You're not going to just walk past it. You've got to use a symbol. You've got to use repetition, or you've got to use trauma. Yeah, trauma is the brute force way to do it, but I don't think you want to go that route. But you can use repetition, right? By doing your mantras or doing, visualization path working or that kind of thing over and over and over again until the message gets through. Or you can use the shortcut, the quickest way, which is utilizing a spirit, whether it's a demon or an angel or whatever, right? Utilizing this meme, this symbol, this sigil that has a deeper meaning than what the picture actually looks like. It is able to bypass the conscious mind, especially when you get into trance, get into ritual, get into meditation. This symbol bypasses the conscious mind and makes an influence on the subconscious mind. That influence on the subconscious mind now is able to make an influence on the physical world. Okay? So yeah, you can think it's weakness, you can think that it's, all in your head and illusory. Go for it, man. I don't care. But I know that this stuff works, so I'm going to continue doing it. And the people who also want to do this and who want to learn more will continue watching. But don't just watch. Try this stuff out. Test it for yourself. It literally means nothing if you just watch these videos and then go back to watching, TV or YouTube or whatever. Try this stuff, right? If I've recommended a book and you're interested in it, go buy that book. I don't get any commission off of that. It's literally a recommendation from my library. Buy the book, read it, try it out. See that it works. And once you do this enough, you don't have to watch my videos anymore, unless you're just watching for entertainment, which is fine too. But if you want to learn how to make change in the world using your thoughts, yes, that sounds like psychic ability. Yes, that sounds like magical powers. Well, it is. But again, step out of being locked into Western civilization's thinking. This stuff isn't strange and weird and rare. This is something that everybody inherently has the ability to do. But since we're locked in left brain thinking, Western civilization style thinking, it's foreign to us. And we remain distracted all day, every day by TV and games and different things like that we don't spend time developing ourselves. Yeah, there's so much information. I'm going to make another video about AI right after this, AI and initiation. But yeah, I might sound a little bit rambly because I haven't gotten any sleep. I've just been up reading this awesome book that I'll tell you about in the next video. Did I answer the question? I am a god. And are these demons real? Yeah, so yeah, aside from them being symbols, they are also, at this point, egregores. They're also now thought forms that do exist in the astral realm. Just like people have believed in the meme of Jesus so much, it is an actual entity that makes actual influence on the physical realm. But guess what? Anything can do that, including Mickey Mouse and Bugs Bunny. And they do. Spider-Man, right? These things have an actual influence on people because they are egregores. They are thought forms, just like the unicorn that we created and is now our patron deity or whatever for now. Things build up. All right, things start as an intention. Then they begin to build up in the spiritual realm. They begin to build up and build up and build up enough force that they begin to exert force upon the world of form. Right? So these egregores build up enough energy that they're able to make an influence change on the physical realm. So in a way, yeah, they do kind of get a mind of their own. This is where we get the archons from, right? These are thought forms. These are archetypes. These are energetic patterns that run on autopilot. They are programs, just like a computer program. They are why this is a matrix. This is why the matrix is associated with computers. It's an automatic process. It's just how the energy goes. Just like water and earth and fire and air and these elements, they are programs, they are codes, right? They're part of this machine. You watching this video are a radical. You're a radical. You are a rare thing. You are the catalyst of change. You are the personification of chaos. You are the one who actually has the choice to go along with the program or to gain true sentience, to see reality as it really is. Not this illusion, not this fairy tale, right? Not how you ask somebody where they work just so you can establish how much respect you're going to give them, or you wear a certain brand of clothing or drive a certain car or do this, that, or a third, so how
you can get people to treat you a certain kind of way. None of this stuff matters. All that matters is how much influence you can have on this physical realm and how frequently you do it, how often you do it. Alright, so I need to take a break and probably take a nap so I can make this next video and communicate it effectively. This is TK Trav, aka Travis Magus, here with LVX777. And as always, in every video and every single day, I wish you peace.